Today's video, finding Zen on an evening walk. Let's do it. Look the other way. Stop looking at me. Entertainment's that way. I'm not trying to promote this place. I just like that drawing. It was very 50s. Evening, everybody. Hey, you never hear me say that. I'm always saying good morning, everybody. Usually do these in the morning. But I'm out here, 7 p.m. Tuesday, the final week of July, of August. Hang on, hold on. Week of August. Summer's coming to a close. It's a beautiful night. And there's a reason I'm out here in the night. In my search to find some Zen in this lifetime, I walk. So he's very peaceful. That's like the tier 1 God level of a way to get around places in more of a Zen and tranquil way. I mean, plane, car, those are... let's put car last. Let's do the tier level. Let's go through this. Let's go through this. Worst, it's got to be car, because you're in control of it too, and there's just so much ground traffic, and you can't get around it. You're stuck. Someone could cut you off. Whatever the case is, you're stuck in it. It can be very hectic. That's worse. Number 1 would be on foot, which I'm doing now. I'm doing the least stressful, the most Zen thing you could do. In between all those, you probably got, I'll put biking second, because biking, you're close to the car effect. You're on the road, but you're gliding, and you can kind of get in and out of the traffic things and getting good exercise in. That's number 2. Then we'd have to put roller skates third. For people who don't know what those are, they're shoes with wheels on them. Then I'd put a train. Maybe train goes above roller skate. Train third, roller skates fourth. Then everything else. All the other things there. All right, let's move on. Let's get off of this and talk about the real meat of this. Today's finding Zen and how I want to have more Zen and tranquility is to walk even more than I usually walk. Now, I walk every morning, just about. First thing, 6 something in the morning. That's not going to change. If anything, I'll be doing it more. But I want to add in the nightly walk. I've done 2 walks a day the last 4 days. And I like it, but never, it's just like a couple hours after the last one. It's at midday. It's about midday. I'd like to do it like this after the meal. It's usually the dinner for me is usually the more heavier one. So making that one the meal, which I'll walk after, seems good. Plus, it kind of bookends the day. One early and one late. So let's do that every day. This is me talking to myself out loud. Let's do this every day. And that's going to give me some peace. It's going to give me a peace right when I start the day. I set the tone with the rhythm of my footsteps. It's right there. Those things that you just saw me doing. Let's go back down this way. And what else? Rhythm of the footsteps. And at night, to kind of work off the meal, and kind of think about the day. Now, I'm not doing it right before bed. I could do that too. In a nice enough neighborhood, you do that. So yeah, like another thing too about walking, like why it's the best. You see this. You can take in the scenery and stop. You can't do that in India as easily in any other form of transportation, even with the roller skates or the bike. Here you can just you're kind of in the you're part of the scenery. The other ones you're still just passing it by. This, with walking, you're going slow enough where a lot of people walking out. I love it. You're going slow enough where you could just stop and appreciate this little sign on that pole. The incredible design of this house, this luxury house here, and all the sounds. I notice also when you're walking, everything's more calmer. You don't get mad as much over the things that you would if you were in a car. I think the faster you go, the faster everyone else is going. And if there's stoppages to it, you can get mad at that. Here, it's just a free flow. You got the free flow of everything. Look at this, we're coming on along some water. Listen to this, here's a nice moment for Zen. See, there's a perfect example of something. If you're on a car, you just go right past this, you don't even notice it. Oh, you don't even notice probably a kid bouncing a basketball either, but it's another good thing about walking. You notice everything. Notice everything. It's the sound of the planes. Okay, that's one where the cars might be better. You won't even hear that. So that can't annoy you. Unless, you're not annoyed by that. You live in this part of Queens, you're going to hear that a lot. It's the flight path for landing at JFK. So that's always fun. Sometimes it goes off every 30 seconds. In any event, walking is the best of all the modes of transportation. Now all you car and plane train buffs, yeah, but it'll take you as long to get there. Where am I going so fast? You're gonna walk to California? No, I'm not gonna walk to California. I'm talking about just, generally people will walk somewhere, or they'll drive somewhere and they could walk. Like, people, look at all the people I've seen so far. Look at them everywhere. Look at all these people. Trust me, they've been out. I just haven't put the camera on them. People always go for an evening walk in the summer and the fall or the spring. No one's going for an evening drive around the neighborhood through the same streets they're gonna... Who does that? Who goes for an evening through all these little back streets and then goes home and comes back going, that was good. The heck does that? You do an evening walk. And it's so zen. And it's so relaxing. You hear people's conversations as you pass their house. Sometimes you hear even more if you go up to the windows. You can hear even more if you want to do that. But it's beautiful. Like, I just want to walk. And that's another thing about walking I love that gives me some zen, because you aimlessly, you more than any of the other forms of transportation, especially only obviously the ones that you can control, where you're in control of where you're going, you just go anywhere. You can wander aimlessly, and it's relaxing. I love that. So nice. All right. Yeah, you can just take your time. In a car, you want to take your time. People are beeping. People will be beeping. Sometimes it scares the living hell out of you when you hear that beep. You're not expecting it. You know, no one's walking up behind. No one carries around a little clown horn and honks it when you're walking too slow. They just walk around like those people back there. They just walked around me. Just walk around me. So I was going to call this video, I don't know what I was going to call it. Something, I like the idea of now I'm doing it, just why walking is the best form of transportation. But it's really about finding Zen, and that doesn't really fit the whole idea of the channel, but I don't really care. I think it's good. I'm going to make the videos. I don't want people to come along and not even know what the heck they're watching half the time. Like, what is he talking about? Walking is the best form of transportation. It is. In the comments, you tell me. You're not going to, though, so leave any comments. People are heathens. Don't leave comments. I mean, there are pluses and minuses. Both of them. I mean, it's all of them. The both of them. What am I talking about? This is so relaxing. I'm like, I'm wording everything horribly. I'm just getting in such a relaxed state. My mind is turning to mush. All the ways in transportation. Yeah, but look, there's these people walking across over there, people in front of me. They're not going to do that with their car. That's not. And there are people who do like, they'll go up to the main drag and they'll drive. I'm thinking, man, that's that. I just walk. You can't really. I don't know. There's Zen and all those other. Yeah, you can have a relaxing drive in the countryside. You can have a nice transcontinental flight with some white noise. Of course. The rhythm and the pace of a fine evening roller skate session. I don't know, man. There's something about the walk. I mean, it's the oldest form of transportation, and it's still kicking. And, you see all the people out here doing it today. Look at them again, right when I want to point it out, there's no one walking. Trust me, they're out here. People are still doing it. It's like the physical book. People are still going to be doing it. That's another one of the oldest ones. People are still going to be doing it. There's something calming about that. So yeah, let's divert this, and that's what the title of this video is going to be. Why walking is and always will be the greatest form of transportation. And the most Zen. That's it. We came up with the title. And you don't even need anything for it. Like, it doesn't cost money. You tell me you gotta buy shoes to walk. No, what am I doing, Stallone? Okay. You don't have to. You can walk barefoot. People do it in beach towns all the time. Homeless people are doing it right now in the wintertime. So you can do it. You can do it. I do notice too, walking, when someone beeps a horn or there's some kind of conflict, even if they're beeping at me, I don't get bothered by it. If I was in a car, I'd get bothered or stressed or like panicked or whatever, like some kind of negative emotion. This guy's on his bike and he had the phone like on a thing. That's another thing. There you go. Yeah, I'll talk about it. Let's go this way. I'll talk about the negative. We have to. Yeah. But this, again, is something you control. You can be sitting on your phone and not really enjoying the walk. But that's a technology thing. I mean, you don't have to do that. People have, their phones going and their iPad going in the car. They got on bikes. Like that guy had it on his bike. All right. But I'm not going to count that as a negative against walking because I'm not going to count it. My video, my rules. My video, my choice. You enjoy the smells more. Like I could smell people doing the laundry in their house because I could smell that great smell coming out. Another little pond here. Some fish in there. Put them floating around in there. I can smell people's dinner. You're in a car, you miss all that. The sights and the sounds. Look how relaxing this is. See, just on the way, we've stopped. We've smelled some laundry, a couple little waterways there. And some people making food. The sights and the sounds and the rhythm. It's so nice. I'm trying to think now, which one's better, the early morning or the evening walk? I'm gonna have to go with evening. A lot more memories with that, a lot more vibes. You go to like a carnival in the summer when you're younger. It's that evening walk, something nice about that. Something nice about that. It's sky. So nice. Let's enjoy quiet for a bit. I can hear all you in unison going, thank God, finally. That didn't bother me. Okay, this is going to be one all over the place video. I think on the thumbnail I'll put Finding Zen, the evening walk. And then in the title I'll put, why walking is the most Zen form of transportation. That works. Look at all these people walk. I'm telling you, man. This is beautiful to see. I mean, it also is nice. See the top times people do walk. People do walks. Let's go over them. I'm not gonna put them in any kind of order yet because I'm not doing that. I ain't about doing that yet. You can compile it later. But you got the evening summer evening walk. That's a good one. Okay. Got the walk in the snow. That's probably best done the Christmas time walk in the snow. Probably number 1 and 2, along with that evening walk in the summer. Those are 1 and 2. What's some other good walk? I think that might be the only 2. There's got to be more. What's the other good, like the great walking times? I don't know. Let's stop it at 2. Those are the top 2. Oh, mamma mia. All right, let's roll. And let's find out. What the next? Should we go down this way or should we go back this way? Let's go down this way. Also, that guy at that stop sign so impatient, couldn't wait to go past me, and then he has to rev the engine. You heard it. I got super surround sound on this phone. You heard it clear. Yeah, you're not doing that on foot. You're like that guy, if he's walking that direction, all he has to do is stop at the crosswalk and then go. He's not going to like stomp across the street, like that's the equivalent of it, just stomping your feet across the street because someone went in front of you. They usually say, oh, excuse me, or have a nice day. In the car, they're furious. They're furious. Like it was an affront on them that you had to walk across the street. These used to be red. I wonder what this means when they're white. Okay, next video we'll talk about it. So we went through the top moments to walk. Evening, summer, Christmas time in the snow. All right, I think that's it. I can't believe there's only 2 good times. Maybe it's not the best. I could probably come up with more great times to drive a car. You got the countryside drive, the seashore, sea drive, or whatever. I don't know. I'm going to talk. It's about walking. We're only talking about why walking's great. That's all we're talking about here. And I'll tell you what, this half hour, 40-minute, 50-minute walk is going to be infinitely better for me than me getting behind a wheel and doing anything, because I just get stressed, man. Since I've been in New York and I've driven a lot less, it's 100 times less than I ever did. Because why would I subject myself to that? But so this will be something very important for me in the future. Starting now to do the bookend walk, morning and evening, sometimes night too, depending on how things shake out. Even the ruffians are out over there. Go around this. Yeah, let's go around that. This thing really is coming at me. That thing really wants to get me. That water was hell-bent. Yeah, so this is video 1 on finding Zen. If I do this, the walk, evening walk, morning walk, I'm giving myself 2 times, maybe an hour and a half total of the day, give or take, that I'm in a calm state. Psycho drivers can't get me mad. Dogs barking are more something you want to pet instead of worried if you're going to hit with the car because they're bolting out. All this thing becomes a tapestry, and it also becomes a part of everything you're doing. You become one with the moment, one with the walking, one with the neighborhood. So that was loud, but it didn't bother me. I came through that unscathed. But for every loud or annoying or anxious or stressful or angry thing you do while driving a car does not apply on foot. Like I said, with that guy getting mad and hitting the gas as he came out the stop sign because I had to walk across the street, God forbid, he's not going to get mad then. That same guy is not concerned. It's weird how you get into that car and all of a sudden everything's a big problem. I buy peace, and tranquility. Nobody's taking my peace away from me while I'm walking. Now, someone leaning on the horn or a dog barking when you can't see the. You ever do the walks and then, like, a dog barks and it's really close but it's behind like a fence, like one of those fences that you can't see through. That really sends you for a loop. That puts you in a state of shock. And then, like, if there's someone ahead of you, you try to make like it didn't bother you. So anyway, let's wrap this up with the thought that walking is badass. It's good for tranquility, Zen state of mind, and peace on earth, and mercy mild. All right, everybody. I'm Tommy. This is Almost Zen TV. And today I found Zen on an evening walk. See you next time.